Hello and welcome to week 2, lesson 2, Reflections. Now, in lesson 2, you were given an assignment, and your assignment was to take 3 days and write down absolutely everything you ate and drank, and then to take the calories, write those down, and total it up. Doing this is going to be incredibly valuable for you for a number of reasons. First, it's going to give you an accurate picture of where you're currently at. It's giving you an accurate understanding of what are your habits right now? What are your eating and drinking habits? And we really need to know, because of some things that you're going to be doing in next week's lesson, what is the average amount of calories that you're eating? And the best way to do that is not to guess, because let me tell you, when I guessed the average number of calories I was eating back in the day, that guess was very, very off. So we need an accurate number of how many calories are you currently eating. So make sure that you have really, left no stone unturned, nothing out when it comes to what are those 3 days calories that you have been eating and recording. Now, after you've done that, I want you to come to this video and we're going to walk through some reflection questions. If you're wanting to move on to lesson 3, you can, but do not move on to week 3 until you have completed the 3-day count your calorie challenge that was introduced to you in the last lesson. So let's go ahead and walk through these reflection questions together. First, was keeping record of what you were eating and drinking in a day easier or harder than you imagined it would be? How so? For me, it's always harder. Always, always, always. When I start out to say, okay, you know what, it's time to start tracking again, it's always like, yeah, that sounds really easy. And it's not. Maybe it's just my life, but if I could just share with you, for me, it's not easy because mealtime around my house is crazy time. It's when I'm trying to make multiple meals for different people. And the very last, I'm barely getting the food on the plate, let alone actually saying, let me scroll through this app and figure out how much are these chicken nuggets? It's not easy. And so it's always more challenging than I thought. And I've had to come up with some ways that work for me in my life. So even though I like to use an app to record all of my nutrition during the day, I'll just have a piece of paper in the kitchen and I'll just quickly scribble down everything that I'm eating so that I don't accidentally leave something out. And at the end of the day, when all of the children are in bed, I will sit down and I'll actually go back through and add those things into my app. I can't do it all at once. I found when I try to do it all at once, I end up becoming angry mommy. So for me, it doesn't work that way. It's challenging to go ahead and just record what you're eating, also because it's sometimes a wake-up call, which is exactly what it's meant to be. So how about you? Did you find it easier or harder than you thought it would be? And understanding why does it seem easier or harder is also valuable. The next thing is looking back, what were the determining factors in what you chose to eat each day? Was it convenience? Was it desire? This is super valuable because you get to look back at your log and say, okay, on Tuesday, these were all of the choices I made. What caused me to make each of those choices? Was it, hey, I was running really quickly out of the door in the morning and so I didn't have time to make, a healthy, sensible breakfast, so I just grabbed something quick? Why did I eat the lunch that I ate? Was it that was what I was craving, or was it that that's what my family wanted to eat? Why did I eat dinner out, every night during this week? Was it just we didn't really have anything else in the house? It's so important that you understand what are the thoughts behind the decisions that you're making currently when it comes to nutrition, because those situations that are causing you to make those decisions, those aren't just going to go away. Those are going to continually be factors in your life, and you're going to have to learn how to navigate those factors. So really, look back and look at each one of those days' calorie and food logs and say, what really were the determining factors in making those decisions? Was it just what was there? Was it what I wanted? Was it a, thought out decision? Becoming aware of those things is going to be so key for you on this journey. Last, what surprised you about your nutrition logs? I know whenever I look back at my logs, I'm typically surprised at how many calories come from snacks. We normally think, snacks are just small little caloric add-ons. The calories come from the meals, but not necessarily, right? Snacks can really add up there. For example, a lot of times I'll finish my kids' granola bar if they only eat half of it, and I'll say, well, I'm not gonna let this go to waste, eat it. And that might only be 100 calories, but if I do that every day, right, that's 600 or 700 calories in a week. So I tend to be surprised at how many calories come from snacks, how many calories tend to add up at a certain amount of time of day. I like to sometimes snack before bed, and I'll see like, wow, okay, yeah, I'm consistently adding on about 300 calories at the end of every day. I didn't necessarily think I was doing that. So what surprised you about your nutrition logs? Maybe it was just how many calories you're ingesting or what time of day they're there. So doing this exercise is going to be so valuable for you now, but also as we continue to move in through the intensive, especially into next week. So the last thing I want to draw your attention to is going to be one of your favorite resources in this journey. It's called your Confidence Currency Ledger. You'll see it included in your coursework. This is my favorite page because this is the page where you get to really have a visual of what is the confidence currency that you are adding up in your account. So a ledger, if you're thinking about old time banking terms, a ledger was, a record of what is in your account, what's going out, what's coming in. And so this confidence currency ledger is the place where you are going to write down and record what are the things that you are proud of during this journey that you're accomplishing. And so one of them can be, if you did this 3-day calorie count challenge, I completed the 3-day calorie count challenge. Write it down. Now you might think, why should I write that down? I figured out that I was eating like 4,000 calories a day. That's not a win, but it's a win that you completed it. It's a win that you completed the assignment, that you said, I'm going to count my calories. I'm going to be faithful with this. And you did. And that is confidence currency that's going to go in your account and that's going to let you know, hey, I did it those 3 days. I can keep doing it. I do hard things. I can discipline myself and I'm going to keep on doing it. Anytime throughout this journey and beyond that you do something that you're proud of in the future, maybe it's that you walk faster or farther than you did before, or you decided to, say no to something that didn't align with your goals. Write that on your confidence currency ledger, right? When you say, I'm going to try a new recipe, you write that on your ledger. When you say, I went ahead and instead of just sitting there and scrolling through social media on my lunch, I went out and I took a walk instead. You write that on your ledger. So this ledger is going to be the place where you just get to visually see the confidence currency that you are banking up, because it's that confidence currency that's in your account that's going to enable and fuel you to continue to make the sometimes difficult choices that you're going to have to make as you reach your health goals. So I'm so excited for you. Let's finish up this week 2 strong. You have one more lesson and then we'll be moving into week 3. But next lesson, lesson 3, is one of the most important, invaluable lessons in all of the intensive. So I hope you're ready. It's going to be great.